practice time. Off-season surgery is already scheduled. I spoke to Keith. He says he's playing through the pain. He will sacrifice his body for his team the way his teammates have all season. Back to you, Craig.
All right, thank you, Scott. This game is being brought to you in HDTV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television. Kansas, Bob, 21-8, 12-4 from the Big 12. Illinois, Chicago, 24-7. They've won 12 in a row, and they hail from the Horizon League, going 12-4.
Langford's condition is something that you have to be very concerned about if you're Bill Self. Great player in the Final Four last year, all Final Four. Their most athletic guard. We'll see what he can do. We'll keep an eye on his knee.
The Flames of Illinois, Chicago control the tip.
Very quick. These guys have been to the NCAA tournament in Dallas 2 seasons ago. Banks and Bailey played together in high school at Westinghouse. They know one another's moves beautifully.
Bob, they play as one.
Indeed, connected.
Turnover, Langford lost the handle. Picks it up and a whistle.
Well, we didn't say anything about Langford's hands being injured, but right there, he went after it strong early in the game. For Kansas, Final Four experience, 2 in a row. They haven't lost a game in March in 3 years. Bill Self has made the Jayhawks in his image, and playing a home game here at Kemper Arena, only about 50 miles away from campus.
You know, to build on that statement, Kemper is the second home for the Jayhawks. They are 74-23 all-time in this building.
And to expand on their 2 consecutive appearances in the Final Four, the year they lost in March 3 seasons ago, they lost in San Antonio to Illinois, coached by Bill Self, their present coach.
Langford, 66% shooter, misses the opening pair from the line.
18,000 here, most of them cheering for the Jayhawks, but UIC had to win 2 games on the road.
We got a stuck
to
ball.
Get here. That is a jump ball when that happens. Possession arrow in favor of Kansas. In the Horizon League tournament, UIC had to beat Butler at Butler, and then also Wisconsin-Milwaukee on their floor. Now that is an unusual shot.
Wedged in there pretty good. Bob, talk about the confidence that Illinois Chicago brings in. 12 straight wins.
Well, we saw it in the game just previous to this with Pacific being 15-1. Great deal of confidence, and I think that's how UIC will play as well. 2 missed free throws and a turnover so far for the Jayhawks. A little nerves early.
Simeon had trouble holding on to that ball, bothered by a groin pull all season long.
Flames, second appearance in 3 years, a very experienced backcourt. As we mentioned, 2 road games in the Horizon League tournament has prepared them for the foreign court.
Boy, quick on the spin. The missed shot from Banks goes to Bailey. Back inside, left alone, and the flush by Bowen. The sophomore from Chicago.
Yes, and he was put in the lineup 14 games ago as a starter. They're 13-1 with him there, and Aaron Carr, their 3rd leading scorer, coming off the bench.
Aaron Miles on the wing to Langford. Watch out to see how Kansas' health is tonight. Simeon, as I mentioned, with groin problems, and boy, he takes a shot and dusts the floor. Joe Scott picks up the foul.
Excellent vision and passing inside. A mix-up. And Bowen finds himself all along. A rare thing to happen this early in the game.
Simeon, 75% from the free throw line.
You mentioned his groin injury, but I'll tell you what, he has great footwork in the post. Those are his numbers on the season. Absolutely fantastic. 2nd leading scorer, 2nd leading rebounder in the Big 12 Conference, and an excellent free throw shooter at 80%.
We're tied up at 2. Simeon, a unanimous first-team All-Big 12 selection.
Banks moves very well without the ball, and he is quick. Number 34, the leading scorer, using the screens.
Williams with the crossover, tough left-handed shot. Kansas playing good D. Miles brings it up, collision, no whistle. Boy, a wild pace here in the first couple of minutes. Baseline was shut down. Good D by the Flames. It was lost off the foot of Simeon.
The Flames picking up the defensive pressure, trying to use their quickness. They will substitute and get guys into the game. Martell Bailey, the second leading assist guy in the country. Miles, the fourth. So two of the best passers in the country in this game.
A whistle away from the ball. And it's going to be whistled on Jeff Graves, the senior from Lee Summit, Missouri.
A history of getting in foul trouble early is Graves, but played spectacularly last year in the championship game against Syracuse. 16 points, 16 boards.
Williams, good look. J.R. Giddens, the freshman from Oklahoma City, with the rebound. Giddens, by the way, bothered by foot and ankle problems. This Kansas team is put together by Tate. There's the steal. Watch out, Banks. Lays it up and in. Cedric Banks, the senior from Chicago. First team All-Horizon. And it puts Illinois-Chicago on top 4-2.
In their appearance 2 years ago in Dallas, played Oklahoma very, very well.
I don't believe it. Two wedged balls.
We're going to get a foul on this one, though. Quickness by Illinois-Chicago leads to the breakaway. Anticipation by Cedric Banks. And the little lay-in at the end. He averages 18 points a game.
Good look at Keith Langford, junior from Fort Worth. Nearly 16 points a game.
He joked about his knee injury the other day. They asked him what's going to happen after the season. He said they're going to amputate it.
Take it right off, huh?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Langford, 66% shooter, makes them both, the lefty.
That is Charlene Taylor, Keith's mom, a loyal Jayhawk.
Quick shot from the corner by Banks. Kansas wants to run. Langford gives it up. How about that D? The little fella got way up. Martell Bailey only 5'10". Boy, the Flames are quick. Nice give inside in the layup. Justin Bowen, 2 buckets, 4 points, and the Flames up by 2.
Great start for the Flames, using their defense to create some offense and easy baskets. In the half court, they haven't had to do much of that in this game so far.
Only free throws for Kansas. Illinois-Chicago, 3 of 8. Hold on. Let me mark that one down as Graves pops the rim. First bucket for Kansas.
And gives Simeon the credit on the pass. He was double-teamed and got it to his partner.
Bailey looks inside, now goes the wing. Armon Williams off the mark. Giddens covers up for Kansas. Across midcourt. Here comes Miles. A little bump, no whistle. Graves.
The advantage for Kansas is right here with the post people, but the quickness of Illinois-Chicago counterbalancing that at the moment.
Oh! Blocked away. Boy, Simeon did a great job getting back. I see no ill effects with that sore groin. Alley. Langford.
If his knee is bothering him, I want that same melody.
Boy, this crowd, Bob, listen to it. It's the home away from home for Kansas.
No doubt about that.
It could shake up Illinois-Chicago.
Defense at one end, offense at the other. The Jayhawks are moving. Kansas up 2 early on Illinois-Chicago, but Illinois-Chicago giving it their best. Very aggressive defensively so far.
Aaron Miles running the show for the Kansas Jayhawks. He's now dished down at least 1 assist in all 105 career games.
The point guard of last 2 teams that have been to the Final Four, of course, had Heinrich and Collison with him last year, but a spectacular point guard who understands the position. Pass first, score second. Lead.
Michael Lee in the game. Aaron pass. David Padgett also in for Bill Self.
Well, the advantage for Kansas in this game certainly is in the power that they have inside in the person of Simeon, Graves, and Padgett. The counterbalance for Illinois Chicago, the quickness of their guards.
Up high for the rebound. Simeon flying around nicely. Loose ball on the deck. Giddens gathered it up for the Jayhawks. Now Miles with 23 on the shot. Looking for a cutter. Lee up top. Padgett trying to find position on the low block. 10 on the shot clock. Miles resets. Tough possession here for Kansas. Miles in trouble. Draws the double team. Lee. 3. How about that? 143 straight games Kansas has hit from behind the arc.
Offensive foul in the paint on the Flames. Kansas will get it. Lee, a great shot from deep. Right here, this one you got to measure. This was the end of the shot clock. It was challenged properly. Nothing but bottom anyway. Lee missed 9 games with a broken collarbone from the beginning of December to the beginning of January. I think it's hurt his shooting percentage. Only 31% from three-point range this year. Last year, he was much better.
Kansas on a 7-0 run after that long three by Lee.
Very active defense by the guys in the red shirts. They are everywhere.
Simeon caught, kicks it, fires, another 3. This one, though, belongs to the freshman, J.R. Giddens. And a timeout in Kansas City. Kansas on top of Illinois Chicago with a barrage of threes. Kansas on a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes, and Bob, it all started with the eyes of Aaron Miles.
Vision, the most important quality of a point guard. Finding Langford close to the basket. Watch the communication. Get it up to me, partner. And he takes over. That exciting play got the crowd into it, and it led to the three-point shooting. Lee from deep, and Giddens followed that up with one. So the three-point shooting coming right after the spectacular pass from Miles to Langford. 7.2 assists per game. Big time. That's 4th in the country.
Martell Bailey brings it up for the Flames. Down 14-6. Coming up on the 13-minute mark.
Craig, has Kansas missed a shot yet?
No. 4 for 4. 2 for 2 from behind the arc. And they're 4 of 6 from the free throw line. A couple of early turnovers. A slow start, but boy, they caught fire.
They sure did.
Breaking through traffic is Bailey. Back the other way, around and out. Free throws coming for Lee.
That is the kind of play made famous for Kansas basketball for a long, long time. The team scores, and they go right back and get a layup at the other end, 94 feet. Credit Miles on the pass, and for Lee getting out. They played together in high school in Portland, Oregon. Jefferson.
Second foul on Josef Petricic. And with the conclusion of tonight's game, we will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team. Chevy will make a contribution to each school's General Scholarship Fund, a tradition now for 30 years. Jovan Stefanoff also in for Illinois Chicago.
Miles getting a rest, and Hawkins in his place. Jeff Hawkins, the sophomore from Kansas City. Think he wants to play well in this one?
Battle for the rebound, won by Kansas.
Padgett wanting it.
Backing in, mismatch, big, swinging hook. David Padgett from Reno.
He made the shot to beat Missouri in the last game at the Hearn Center on a little baseline jumper. Very solid offensive player.
Bob, only a freshman, big body at 6'11", 235.
Well, he knew he had an advantage at his end of the floor. Padgett called for it, catches it, no double team, able to put the ball on the floor. Nice little jump hook. Highly educated player. Dad coached him in high school, similar to Collison and Heinrich, whose dads also coached them in high school.
Langford whistle for the foul. Banks in traffic, couldn't get it to go off the window. Kansas wraps it up. Langford hit the deck, and there is a whistle.
The big guys of Kansas manifesting their prowess at the offensive end, but also at the defensive end, challenging shots. And Bill Self rotating players in. Moody and Padgett, the post guys now. Graves and Simeon getting a little rest.
Stefanov with his first foul for Illinois Chicago. How about the threes? They're raining. Here in Kemper, Hawkins off the bench. He hits. 20-8. Kansas on top of Illinois Chicago. Kansas, Bob, perfect from behind the arc, 3 of 3, and perfect from the floor, 6 of 6.
How long can it go on? We'll see.
Elliott Poole had the ball stripped. Langford in and out, but Padgett to follow.
They finally missed one, but Padgett there to clean it up. Very difficult environment for the Flames.
Kansas off to a 22-8 start. 11 minutes remaining in the half.
Well, Banks can create his own shot, and a foul by Lee right there. Banks and Martell Bailey discussing it, trying to get an open jumper, but there haven't been many.
Jimmy Collins calls his Flames to the bench as Kansas is in control in Kansas City. Back in Kansas City, Kemper Arena. Kansas on top of Illinois Chicago, 22-8. Bob, Kansas, this is their 33rd NCAA tournament, 15th in a row. I got a feeling they were in the back watching Pacific, the 12th seed, knock off the 5 seed Providence prior to the start of their game.
Well, it gave them motivation, I'll tell you that, because they came out not flat. They were excited about playing right from the very beginning. You say that in jest, but it's really something that happens in tournament settings. You watch the game before you with a little interest, trying to focus on your own, but an upset like that can get you fired up.
The ball was touched, so Bailey retrieves. 14 on the shot. And a reach in on Hawk. No! Hawkins D forced the turnover by Stefanov.
Well, Bill Self's inside players have been dominant at both ends of the floor. No post player on the Flames has scored yet in this game. Armon Williams is 0 for 3. Scott and Poole haven't gotten a shot off yet.
5th turnover for Illinois Chicago. All Kansas here in the early part of the first half.
They have been good on the inside and good on the outside as well.
Padgett squares up, had plenty of time. The rebound to Poole. Quickly to Carr.
Well, Carr is the guy that can get some points on the board for them. He averages 10 a game, and he is the guy who shoots the most from the perimeter besides Banks. Came in off the bench, mass substitutions.
You look at the longest win streaks. Gonzaga with 21, Pacific 16, and Illinois Chicago.
That's right. Up until a few minutes ago, Pacific was 15. Now they're 16 after beating Providence a few moments ago.
Much needed bucket. Throw down for Illinois Chicago.
Good execution on the out of bounds play. Miles back in to run the show. Starters in.
Banks now with 4 points. Here comes Illinois Chicago. Long three. In and out. Langford has it. Picked up by Banks. And they push it to Miles. Under 10 minutes left, opening half.
Kansas likes the high-low action with the 2 post guys.
Wow. Long range.
4 for 4 from three-point range of the Jayhawks.
Giddens, a high school All-American, and he is knocking him down from behind the arc.
Well, these are measured types, several steps. Notice how high the arc is and also how quickly he sets his feet. Does not need much time to get it off. Giddens, excellent from three-point range, 40% on the year. Accuracy and frequency. He made 7 of 12 threes earlier this year against Nebraska.
Well, Banks was leaned over. I don't know if he took a shot to the midsection, but he was able to maybe, let's just say, catch his breath.
Well, at first they were going to not give him the shots, but they have now.
Well, follow the game on CBS Sports Line's Game Center and get more than just the game. Get play-by-play coverage as it happens without having to refresh the page. Check it out at cbssportsline.com. Simeon rebounds the miss.
Those big guys aren't.
Greg Gumbel in New York. UAB with a 43-38 lead on Washington. Let's send you out to Columbus, Ohio. The Blazers and the Huskies. And we join Dick Enberg and Matt Goose.
Company that fits you best.
Welcome once again to Singular at the Half and back to our studios here in New York, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg and Seth Davis. Look at this 8-9 matchup between the Blazers and the Washington Huskies. The Huskies lead at 53-51. And as you look at the numbers, consider the previous 8-9 matchups in the first round. Texas Tech, a 76-73 winner. Alabama, a 1-point winner. Seton Hall, a 4-point winner.
Everything we expected. When we saw this game come out on Selection Sunday in the brackets, we said this would be one we would love watching, and it has been that. Both teams turn you over. Both teams play a high-octane offensive style. It's been entertaining basketball, and I expect much the same in the second half.
These young kids have a lot of energy for it being so late, I'll tell you what. I got to be impressed. 104 combined points, only 15 combined turnovers. It's a very crisply played game.
These young kids. All right, in Kansas City, Illinois, Chicago, getting their heads handed to them. Although they've come back a little bit, Kansas still very much in charge. 38-21 the score there. Let's take you live. Craig Bolerjack and Bob Wenzel.
All Kansas here at Kemper Arena in Kansas City. Illinois, Chicago, the 13th seed against the number 4 Jayhawks. 49 seconds remaining before halftime.
And we should mention Simeon re-injured his groin and is out in the locker room.
Tough shot. Bowen got it. Third bucket, 6 points. The sophomore from Chicago.
Kansas has been dominant inside, outside, passing, defensively. Excelling in all phases of the game in this one.
Langford with 8. Giddens with 8. Paget off the bench with 6. Giddens a fine-looking freshman. Moulagnon has checked in. The sophomore, 6'10" for Kansas.
3-second differential, Craig, on shot clock and game clock. Kansas will try to shoot late.
Miles trying to keep control and takes an extra step. With 5.8 seconds left.
Well, the Flames get an opportunity. Bill Self felt Miles was fouled. Looked like he was fouled about 3 times on that one. But players like it when they let it go. Good physical play.
Final seconds ticking down. Flames pushing. Bailey couldn't get rid of it as the buzzer sounds. So 20 minutes in the books here in Kansas City. All Kansas. Jayhawks on top by 15, 38-23. Here's Scott Kaplan, courtside.
Coach, you were dominating this first half, but Illinois Chicago is just not going away. How are you going to put them out?
Well, we need to see how Wayne is first. And, we had a chance. We didn't play smart the last 5 minutes. Really didn't run good offense the entire half, but, we've had big leagues before. Now we haven't done a great job protecting them, and now we need to do it.
All right, Coach, thank you. Craig, just to let you know, Wayne Simeon's been in the back in the locker room. He's been running. He's been stretching. The doctors are calling him questionable right now. In fact, they even came out to get other doctors to take a look at Simeon. We'll have more information at the start of the second half.
All right, thanks for the update. After this commercial, stay tuned for Greg Gumbel. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
almost from start to finish, took on Illinois Chicago 78-53. The Jayhawks will play Pacific. We remind you, coming up tonight on The Late Show with David Letterman, Dave has audience show and tell, plus music from Christina Aguilera. It's coming up right here on CBS after your late local news, except on the West Coast. We'll get underway at noon Eastern time tomorrow, a full hour of the road to the Final Four. And the first tip of the day, Seton Hall against top seed Duke. That'll be at 1:10 Eastern time. Then the next two games, it'll come your way from Seattle and Raleigh, Nevada and Gonzaga, Manhattan taking on Wake Forest. 3 games following that. From the East Rutherford bracket, Texas Tech and top seed St. Joe's, Syracuse and Maryland out of the Phoenix bracket, and then Alabama and the top seed in Phoenix's bracket, Stanford. And then to wrap things up tomorrow evening, DePaul and number 2 seed UConn, North Carolina taking on number 3 Texas. Another terrific day of college tournament hoops here on CBS. We hope you've enjoyed it. For Seth Davis, for Clark Kellogg, for all of us here at CBS Sports, I'm Greg Gumbel. We'll see you at noon tomorrow here on CBS.